So just when you are starting to get used to the concept of a new Competency and Values Framework and a new Wheel of Confusion, yes, this is a 2024 version, it replaces the old 2016 version of the CVF. Just when you were getting used to that, there's a new CVF. Actually, it's not called a CVF, and it's not that new actually, but I wanted to talk to you about it because I think it's something that's really, really interesting. And it comes from Merseyside Police, who, as opposed to using a CVF for their final interview, they have their own leadership and culture framework that involves key pillars of, there it is, of just listen, just lead, just think, and just talk. And so in this video, I'm going to give you some examples of the sort of questions that you could get if you're preparing for the Merseyside final interview. And before anyone else just presses a stop button or pause button, don't, because these 4 questions are the sort of questions you could get asked in any final interview across the country, across the United Kingdom. Actually, except for the Police Service of Northern Ireland, they don't actually run a final interview, they just have an assessment centre. And so, important that you pin your ears back, folks, because these questions are the sort of questions that you could get asked anywhere. But for Merseyside Police, I've taken their values and I've taken what I believe would be the most common questions you could get from these. I've made a little list for you, and in each one of the questions I've got 2 things that you absolutely must include in your answer. Now, why should you actually listen to me? I've not introduced myself yet. That's rude, isn't it? So my name is Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past 30 years I've been coaching and supporting people just like you to succeed in the recruitment process. On top of that, I've been working with people for promotion boards and specialist interviews, promotion boards all the way up to the rank of superintendent. I've been doing this now for 30 years. I've been in the police sector since 1985 when I joined the police. I actually joined with Andy Cook, previous incumbent Chief Constable of Merseyside Police, who is now His Majesty's Inspector of Constabulary. He is the only one I joined with who's still working in the police sector apart from me. So let's dive in, shall we, and take a look at these questions. The first one from Just Listen is a time when you have dealt with a situation where emotions were high. So please, can you tell me about a time when you've dealt with a situation where emotions were high? Now, they want a specific example, and there's 2 things that are really important that you need to include in your answer, and that is that you ask questions of other people that were involved and how you actually listened. Now, I use the word how because in the detailed part of your answer with the 5 pillars that I've talked about in different videos, I'll skip over them now. You need to have a good structure, good level of detail, good level of authenticity, as in sometimes things go wrong and you admit to it and learn from it. Emotional context, because if you're talking about something that's difficult or challenging, you need to talk about how you manage your emotions and the emotions of other people around you. And the 5th pillar is just answer the question. Stop fretting about which CVF it's from. Just answer the question. And so in the detail part, in the action part of your answer, you need to be including how you ask questions and how you actually listened. Now, you might be thinking that's quite difficult because I could just say, well, I asked questions or of course I listened. No, it's not as obvious as that. You need to describe how you did it to get the high scores. And this is what we focus on, by the way. At this moment in time, actually, one of my colleagues, Raj, is running a webinar for our Academy members, preparing them for their final interview. It's a small group webinar where we just practice the sort of questions that you're going to get. If you want to know more about the Academy, how to join it, how to get involved in our one-to-ones, how to access all of our learning material, and how to access our guarantee of a pass, because if you don't pass, we'll give you all your money back. Then check the link below. There's a form to complete that form, and then we'll have a 45-minute conversation with you to see if you're a good fit for the program. Sound fair? All right. Okay, let's push on with the other 3 questions. So that was under Just Listen. Under Just Lead, I believe a common question would be, can you please tell me about a time when you've taken responsibility for a problem or some kind of challenging task? And in this answer, you'd need to include how you involved other people and how you planned and prioritized for this task or problem. All right, so don't pick something that doesn't involve other people. Actually, in any of your answers, don't pick things that don't involve other people, because policing is a people thing. Everything you do from the moment you put on your uniform in a locker room involves other people. So make sure in all of your answers it involves other people, not just you. All right, the 3rd value they have is just think. And in this one, I believe a question that you get is, please can you tell me about a time when you made a difficult decision? And in talking about a difficult decision, make sure you actually choose something that's a difficult decision. Difficult decisions are not deciding what university to go to. That doesn't involve other people. Difficult decisions are things that involve other people. And you might be thinking, oh yeah, but my mother, father, brother, sister. No, not interested. They don't want to know about that sort of thing. They want to know about difficult decisions in the workplace, in sporting world, in some volunteering, whatever it is. They want to hear about a time when you've made a difficult decision. Now, we sometimes get people, not in our academy, because when we have that 45-minute conversation, we're looking to see whether you're ready for the recruitment process. What we're looking for is people who are police recruitment ready, but not police recruitment process ready. And there's a big difference, because the process is the thing that fails really good people who we think are going to make amazing police officers, and that's what we prepare people for. Now, one of the things that we've sometimes had people say on those discovery calls is, I just don't think I've had any experience of solving problems or making difficult decisions. In which case, you're probably not ready for either the recruitment process or for police recruitment. You're probably not ready to be a police officer yet. You need to get some life experience, and just because you're 17 or 18 doesn't mean to say you've not got that life experience already, and they will contextualize it in the interview. But you do need to have some experience of working with other people, making difficult decisions, planning and prioritizing, challenging inappropriate behavior, a range of different things that you need to have experience of so you can talk about it in your interview. Otherwise, you're going to go to the interview and you're just going to flop. And that's why we have that 45-minute conversation, to decide whether you are police recruit ready, but you're just not ready for the process, which is something that will trip you up and stop you getting in when you actually deserve to be a police officer. So, yeah, difficult decision. We do get a lot of people saying, I don't think I've ever made a difficult decision, in which case we give you some advice, we give you some coaching, we give you some support, point you in the right direction, and give you a sort of, you're just not ready yet, come back in 6 months. But this is the sort of thing you need to be getting involved in. Does that make sense? It might sound a bit harsh, but look, we're not here to mollycoddle you. We're not here to spoon feed you. We are here to support you, challenge you. We'll show you the way. You've got to do the hard work. And I think that's fair. All right, last one. Last value is just talk. So I think the sort of question you get here, and it's a common question in final interviews, is please can you tell me about a time when you've worked with others to solve a problem? And in this one here, I'd be really interested as an interviewer in how you built up and developed the relationship with other people. Because in working with others, of course, you've got to work with others to solve a problem. Doesn't mean to say you've got to be the leader. Quite happy to hear about how you as part of a team, did what you needed to do to ensure that the team succeeded. And remember, there is no we in your answers, only I. It's not like we did this next, we did this next. I don't know whether it was you who did the thing or someone else. So I need to know about what you did as part of a team to enable the team to solve the problem. So I want to know about the relationships, how you built the relationships up, and I'll be particularly interested as well, and this comes from their values. I'm not making stuff up here that's not part of their values, part of the behavioural standards. I'd also be interested in how you received feedback or asked for feedback from others in terms of how you were working and how you were contributing to the actual task or the problem. Make sense? There you go, folks. 4 questions. Killer questions, these. Exactly the sort of questions that you'd get in any force. Exactly the sort of questions that relate to the 2024 version of the CVF. I could dig deep into the behaviours from the various values and the competencies, and I could find where the behaviours there relate to those questions that I've just come up with. What I like about what Merseyside has done with their leadership and culture framework is they've pretty much simplified the CVF. Actually, I wish the College of Policing, when they renewed the CVF, when they went about coming up with a new version for 2024 to replace the 2016 version, I wish they'd gone to Merseyside and just said, hey, can we just take a look at your framework? Because we've heard a lot of good things about it. It occupies just 1, 2, 4 pages. That's it, 4 pages. And the first page is just an introduction. So I really like it because it's really simple. It's easy for people to understand. There's not loads of crossovers like there is in the Competency and Values Framework, where you'd be thinking, hang on a minute, have I read that behaviour in a different value or a different competency? Because that happens loads still in the 2024 version. So there's still lots of problems with the 2024 version. That's why I will continue to call it a wheel of confusion, because it absolutely is. My background is in this stuff as well as policing. I went back to university when I was in training. I did a master's in education where I focused on personnel evaluation systems. This is my geek out stuff. I don't get it. I still don't get it. So let's keep things simple. Let's prepare for those 4 questions. If you'd like some support in preparing for those 4 questions and more, and they're just rear-facing questions. We've also got forward-facing questions, scenario-based questions, role-type questions, impact-type questions, challenge-type questions, motivation-type questions. There's so many different types of things you can get at your final interview. We'll help you prepare for all of them in our Academy program, so you're prepared for anything. Check the links below, complete the form. We'll give you a call. We'll book a time, give you a call, have that 45-minute conversation with you. Whatever happens, whether you join our Academy because it's a good fit for both of us, or you're not quite ready yet, what you will get is a load of value and clarity out of that call. I absolutely promise you that. So hopefully we'll see you on one of those calls in the future. Until then, I'll catch up with you next time. Bye-bye for now.